All right, everybody, welcome to Java Bros. Your man Johnny Rude, my co-host Donnie Smokes. We are here to go over Rampage Grand Slam Night 2. Also, on this special Saturday segment, we're going to be going over our second Jobber of the Week. Last week, we didn't actually do a segment on Jobber of the Week. We kind of just gave it to Luigi Primo, but from this Saturday going forward, we're going to continue to do Jobber of the Week, go over our Jobber of the Week and what made them shine as a jobber. How you doing today, Donnie?
I'm doing good. A bit of change of scenery in the background here over at my brother's apartment tonight, watching his dog that is being such the sweetest man. Yeah, he's just sleeping because it's dark, so it's great. Yeah, man. But no, I mean everything's good. Chilling. Bought a shit ton of Pokemon cards today. Open up
There you
all that
go.
stuff, and now we're here. Now we're gonna start, talking about some excellent wrestling and some fucking jobbers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what we like, brother.
Yes, sir.
Listen, brother.
You sound a lot better. That flu is
Yeah. I
alleviating you.
don't I don't sound like I could voice over a Ford commercial anymore.
Nope.
or Coors.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
course.
man.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Coors, the banquet beer. Future sponsor. Come on, let's go. But
Speaking of that, I stopped by the liquor store earlier tonight. I swung by because I went there because I told you about this. I went to Olive Garden for my grandma's birthday the other
mhm.
day, and I had the amaretto sour. Like me and you both love. I think I could
Yeah,
say our favorite mixed drink ever, whiskey sour. Both
yeah,
of us. I think that's one thing that
hundred
we
percent.
truly share in common, like to the
Yeah,
bone.
yeah.
But amaretto, however the fuck you say it, sour was so fucking good. So I looked up some recipes. I was like, I'm gonna make this shit tonight. Go to a liquor store. There's a dude right at the front. Oh, hey, I'm a local guy. I make my own rum. Like, you want to try a sample? I was like, well, fuck. I was like, yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
sir.
Like, all right, let me
Proceed.
get some of that peach rum. Took a sip. I was like, damn, that shit's good. Told me the price. Damn, that shit's good. So I was looking at the amaretto, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was like, what do you usually mix that rum with? And he told me his ingredients he likes to make a cocktail with. And I was like, I'm just gonna roll with this. So
That's fucking great, man. Yeah.
yeah,
Little bit of insight there into the shit we normally talk about that we don't necessarily, we don't mind talking about it here sometimes. So it's, we like
yeah,
we like mixed drinks,
yeah.
and beer.
Exactly. I haven't touched I haven't even opened the bottle of peach rum since I've been home and drinking these Michelobs.
There
Just
you go.
yeah, just keeping it light and easy tonight for the podcast. But anyways, let's get
I,
into this fucking shit.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. So, I guess we're gonna open up. We're gonna roll in order of the matches that went down last night. So, the first match, which was, if you remember from the last episode, it was one of the ones I wanted to be the main event. It was either this one or the Jungle Boy and Phoenix, which neither were the main event. We opened with Sting and Darby Allen versus the House of Blacks, Buddy Matthews and Brody King in a no disqualification match. And I did say it was going to be bloody. It covered some of the arena, not all. I thought they were going to go wilding out with this shit, but they kept it pretty close to the ring, the entrance, the walkway down to the ring. It got interesting, especially towards the end. I overall it was It was an excellent match. That's 10 out of 10 for me. Um, for sure last night.
Yeah, it was a great match. I was truly concerned for Darby and Brody out there when they went off the side of the entrance ramp into the table. Looked like Darby's head was gashed open, and some people over there kind of putting a cloth over his head, soaked in blood. It was intense. You didn't see Darby or Brody for the rest of the match. It was all Sting and Buddy in the ring, and that was my pick, baby. Sting
Yeah,
pins Buddy, and
yeah,
uh and
yeah, and
go ahead.
no, and just at one point during the match after uh Darby Allin and Brody King went off the edge into the table. Like one of the ringside doctors ran over there, and it was like legitimately Darby had his head like split open. There was a lot of there was a lot of blood, and I mean this man. Before that, the actions leading up to all this were insane in itself. Darby Allin starts climbing up uh, one of the lighting platforms and does a coffin drop off the platform onto the entrance of the, I believe, the heel or the face tunnel, whatever, in front of one of the tunnels. Like that is solid wooden platform. Like that's not ring that you're jumping into. It's just ground. It just hurts. Like that is. It didn't look. It didn't look pleasant. And then we had a little surprise for Sting last night too, right?
The Great Muda.
Yeah, one of Sting's longtime rivals back from the WCW days and all that stuff, and it was great. I mean, Sting at one point was handcuffed in the ring, handcuffed by Julia Hart. So we had a little bit. I mean, it's a no DQ match, but there was some interference outside of the two tag teams there, and yeah, Sting didn't know if he was going to get the shit kicked out of him or or if he
He
was going
was
to get some help.
he was laughing like the fucking Joker. You know, he was sitting on that chair in the middle of the ring. Buddy had the bat over his head, and Sting was just like, "Go ahead, hit me, bitch. Hit me, bitch." And then what do you
It
know?
was
Fucking the Great Muda comes out, comes to the ring, looks like he's gonna attack Sting, turns around, faces Buddy. Buddy goes to attack him. Fucking green mist in his face. And then
yeah.
Sting, I didn't even see how Sting broke the fuck out of his handcuffs and got Buddy for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, man. So all around, like I said, for me, that was a 10 out of 10. Absolute great match.
It's a great opener. Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing opener, which was followed by another fucking banger, which might be my match of the night. I really love this one. It was Action Bronson and Hook versus Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and Cool Hand Angelo. That was a great, entertaining match. Kind of borderline sports entertainment, but it's always kind of like that when you have a celebrity in the mix.
Yeah.
But Hook is a, you know, I mean, he had half the match was sports entertainer, so I guess that's why I feel that way. But Hook is a pure blood wrestler, um, and Action Bronson did not disappoint. That's what I like about AEW, well WWE too, with what the hell is his name? Bad Bunny and even Logan Paul, like they're starting to bring in like good people, good celebrities that are actually putting in the work to train before their big matches. They used to have like these fucking idiots like just fucking doing it for the clout, doing it for a celebrity, appearance, doing it for the paycheck. But now they're getting fans like celebrities, but also wrestling fans that are truly love the sport and are willing to put in the time and effort before their match to really put on a great show.
Yeah, which I think that's the cool thing of bringing all sorts of worlds together, which used to never happen, and and now it does, which is great. I mean, sometimes it does get a little cheesy for me, but every now and again you get that match where you're like, that guy actually could wrestle if he wasn't a rapper or whatever celebrity they decide to bring in. But yeah, I mean, Action Bronson. I mean, he was probably bare knuckle fighting since he's from what was it the so he's somewhere in New York, Bronx or Yonkers or somewhere like that, or maybe even Flushing where Arthur Ashe Stadium is. But yeah, I mean, boys out there are tough. But yeah, listen, overall great match. That was another 10 out of 10. I don't think there wasn't a match that was the, you know that wasn't 10 out of 10 on this card tonight. Um but yeah, what was really interesting to me was this is the first time we've seen Hook like really get beat up on. Like usually you see guys, you get in there, they take a couple shots at him, match is over in 5 minutes or less.
Mm-hmm.
We had a solid 20-minute match. And, you know, obviously you got, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard and Cool Hand Angelo Parker, that they're no slouches themselves. They're not going in there to be jobbers for Hook and Action Bronson and have a nice little fluffy win. Like I was two, you know, big time wrestlers all going at each other. Um, I had a great time watching that match, 100%.
And another thing, going back to that, you saying that Hook was getting the piss beat out of him for a minute there, is that they are a fluent, going on for years tag team. They're not just some Joe Schmo matched together like a lot of teams we've seen in AEW and WWE, but like where they kind of just piece people together for a big show or a match, like two high profile names. These are some
Mhm.
guys that have been tagging together for years, kind of like the Young Bucks or anyone that you could think of, like SCU back in the day. They are, a very fluid tag team that knows each other's moves before they do it. So, I mean, that kind of, Action Bronson and Hook were great together. Don't get me wrong; they've been training together before this match, getting ready for it. But Daddy Magic and Cool Hand, they were, they've been around the ring.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah, I mean, and since their independent wrestling days, and then they were brought into AEW, and they were 2.0 before they joined the Jericho Appreciation Society. That's where Danny Garcia ended up coming from too. It was 2.0 and Danny Garcia, kind of doing stuff together, and they all factioned together with Chris Jericho after the Inner Circle broke up, which half of JAS is the Inner Circle, anyways.
yep,
But yeah, so it was solid tag team wrestling for your first 30 minutes, 40 minutes of AEW Rampage Grand Slam. You can't go wrong with that. I don't mind the show opening up with some solid tag team wrestling.
yeah, was a great match, great match. Um, Ended up Hook pinning Angelo. I got that as well. I was really hyped. It was the first two matches, and I had perfect points. First the Sting one,
Yeah,
and then this one. But it was a solid match. Bronson put on a great show, and like you said in the last episode, he sung him out, or he rapped him out rather. He
yeah,
rapped his theme
which
song.
I was
So
really hoping for and excited. See, and they ended up coming out at the same time and doing it. I thought he might have come out and then do one, but I mean, like, what would his theme song be? Yeah,
yeah,
all right, you're like, I get it. Just come out at the same time and rap them out. Like it was fucking dope. 100%. I loved every second of it.
yeah, me too. That was great. And then
So
what did we have?
now now
Number
we're gonna
choice.
get into our third match, man. Yeah, this one was quick. So this was
Quick.
Samoa.
I think I have it
It
noted
was
down.
yeah,
Two
it
minutes and
was
24 seconds. Quick.
yeah.
Specify.
Yeah, it was Ward Joe, Samoa Joe, and Wardlow versus Tony Nese and Josh Woods with Smart Mark Sterling at ringside, and this one pretty much almost started. You had Nese and Woods in the ring. Wardlow came out. Joe came out. Joe was like, "Yeah, fuck this," and ran right down to the ring. And it was, like as you just said, it was 2 minutes and 45 seconds quick. So it was pretty much Joe versus Nese and Wardlow versus Woods the whole time.
Yep,
That was almost two singles matches going on at the same time.
pretty much. Pretty much that's what it was. Um, yeah, like you said, Joe ran to the ring. Wardlow followed immediately, fighting. Nese and Woods were inside the ropes. Joe and Wardlow outside the ropes, fucking punching each other, going to town. Joe and Nese ended up going to the outside. Wardlow and Woods stayed on the inside, going to give them back and forth, 50-50 for each one. Wardlow and Woods eventually fell outside the ring, and that's when Joe and Nese went inside the ring. Like you said, it's pretty much a singles bout going on at the same time, two singles bouts, and um, it was great. Joe with a lot of his left hands, just punches in the corner like the brutal motherfucker he is. Um,
Yeah.
Nice went for a bunch of moves, and Joe was just nonchalantly walking away, just like, you ain't gonna fucking hit me, bro. Like, what do you think? You're out of your league. Um, Crazy shit. And I don't know. Should we touch on it now since we're at this match? Should we just get this out of the way here?
Yeah, let's just do it. So for our second ever jobber of the week goes to Mr. Tony
Tony
Nese.
Nese.
He got squashed. He's jobber of the week. He was a jobber in that match. 100%. He got had a couple shots in there, but he got brutalized by Samoa Joe. Joe got him good a couple times, kind of knocked him off his feet, got him up in the muscle buster, hit him with the muscle buster,
That's all it took.
pinned him, and that was it. So then, but yeah, man. I mean, listen, Tony Nese is a fantastic wrestler. He really is. He is a specimen. He is in really good shape. He can wrestle extremely well. You go watch his matches on Dark Elevation or Dark. He's a mid card main event guy. When you get him on, he's had a couple big main event matches on Dynamite, but he has most of his on Dark Elevation and Dark, and then when he just gets to the main stage, it's just he's a jobber,
Squash.
which is, but
Squash.
he's really good at what he does, and jobbers make. I forget who said this one time. I think I was watching an interview at somebody. I think it might have. I really want to say it might have been Triple H, but it was somebody like that said without jobbers, us main event guys are nothing. Like
Yeah, it's true.
because they help build when they're doing those squash matches and they're facing these main event guys that have titles that are going to go to this massive pay-per-view and be the main event of a pay-per-view, and they're having these couple matches that are squash out. It's almost like a warm-up. Like, not only are they building their career, but they're building that pop, that helping that build up towards that wrestler, and you got Tony Nese and Josh Woods going up against two guys who are champion. Wardlow, the TNT, and Joe, the TV Ring of Honor champion. That's going to keep giving them hey, just coming off of a win, defending a title, that's going to give them a huge push. That's why a lot of people don't give jobbers enough credit, and that's why we do Jobber of the Week.
Hell yeah, brother. We got love, mad love for the jobbers. And yeah, but nonetheless, Tony Nese, you should be honored. It's our second Jobber of the Week. You know, that's truly, truly an honorable mention for you, buddy.
It is an honor, absolutely.
So, anyway, Muscle Buster to Nice, 1, 2, 3. War Joe gets the win. Samoa Joe gets the pin, obviously. And then Smart Mark and his dumbass comes in the ring like, what? No, bullshit, no, but it didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. And Joe feeds fucking Smart Mark to Wardlow. Powerbomb 1. He's down cold on the floor. Crowd's going wild. Joe's like, oh, you want more? Picks his ass up, feeds him to Wardlow again. Powerbomb number 2.
It was a
Crowd
sight.
going ballistic. Joe's like, fuck it, one more time. Picks his ass up, throws him to Wardlow, 3 power bombs. I'd be surprised if we see Smart Mark next week. I think he needs
Yeah,
some rehabilitation.
you gotta have the symphony. And just to touch on real quick what happened before Smart Mark took the Powerbomb Symphony was after the bell, Josh Woods got back in the ring, started trying to beat the shit out of Samoa Joe. I believe Wardlow power bombed Josh Woods, and then Smart Mark Sterling took the TNT title belt and hit Wardlow. Wardlow just turned around, and Smart Mark went, "You gotta be kidding me!" It was just seeing the absolute sheer "I fucked up" on his face was
Yeah,
phenomenal. And thus we went into what you just spoke about, where he took the Powerbomb Symphony.
it was wild, absolutely wild, but loved it. Loved it. It was a great little squash there. They barely had 5 minutes the whole entire segment, but no, it was great nonetheless. Moving right along here. What are we at here? Let's see, we're on number
So we're
4
at
here.
so
Ray
yeah,
Phoenix
match.
and Jungle Boy.
Yeah, yeah. This was another. This was the one I truly hoped was gonna be the main event, but it it wasn't. It was the fourth, fourth out of the 8 matches on the card, and boy, was it a good one.
Yeah, it was a great match. It was pretty even throughout the whole entire thing. Wasn't really too much dominance throughout the entire one. Would you say?
Um, no, I'd say it was pretty even. All right. I'm sorry. I know we're recording. You're gonna hate me. I really gotta piss.
Oh, that's fine. You can. Well, yeah. Well, I'll keep talking.
I
it's,
know.
it's all
I'm
good.
sorry.
No, you're good, man. So, anyways, we're gonna keep going, rocking and rolling, baby. Anyways, it was a great match. Ray Phoenix and Jungle Boy, um, back and forth pretty much throughout the entire thing. Jungle Boy ended up getting the roll up pin, 1, 2, 3, and then we had a crazy promo from what's his name? Having a brain fart here. Christian Cage. See, this is what happens when my co-host leaves me. Christian Cage comes out, arm in a cast. He's saying, "You hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you. This isn't over. You won't give up. I'm getting the last laugh. Yada yada yada." And then, of course, Luchasaurus is right behind his ass. Comes in, fucking starts beating the shit out of Jungle Boy. Steps on his head, and Christian Cage is just hammering, saying, "You better leave me the fuck alone." And he's back, so he can pick it up here. So I was talking about how after the match, Christian Cage came out, was talking shit at the end of the ramp, and Luchasaurus is behind him, beats the shit out of Jungle Boy. And then Christian Cage was doing his promo inside the ring.
Yeah. Well, fuck Christian Cage. Um. I mean, I like the guy, but he's I don't know about this heel phase, man. It's just
I
it's
love it. I love him as a
yeah.
heel.
I don't know. I guess I'm more of a baby face kind of guy. Like there's certain people that I truly love as the bad guy. Which I mean, everybody's a good guy and a bad guy at one point or another in their life, but
Except MJF.
Yeah, MJF is just a scumbag all the time. I mean, and that's what you get for people from Long Island, anyways. Um, but
Should do this then.
yeah, Long Island, mother. But besides the point, um, yeah, Christian Cage is just getting down and dirty with it. Like he just can't stand Jungle Boy for some reason. He's fixated on Jungle Boy. I don't know what the fuck is going through Luchasaurus's mind. He needs to get his shit together because I miss Jurassic Express. Um, that that was one of my favorite tag teams in AEW for sure. Um, and I mean, Wardlow's just I don't know. I think he's just brainwashed. Like he's Christian Cage is giving him too much of the shit, too much brainwashing, doing that black magic on him to get him all fucked up like that. And I don't know if we're gonna. We almost saw a turn. What we hoped, Luchasaurus was going to turn back to Jungle Boy's side, and it was a second betrayal on Jungle Boy. It was Luchasaurus and Christian Cage playing,
Belarus.
yeah, playing mind games. And I mean, we saw all that KT tape on the back of Jungle Boy from when he took that choke slam on that grated steel. Uh, that looked absolutely terrible. I mean, from that one choke slam, and I don't think it really matters how big or how small you are, how much you do or don't weigh. I'm sure if you weigh heavier, that'll hurt. But Jungle Boy's probably what, freaking 200 pounds in a wet T-shirt and got a choke slam on that grate, and the grate marks on his back were insanity.
Yep.
It was ridiculous. But we got you know Luchasaurus crushing Jungle Boy's head with his boot, and a good, Jungle Boy got the win, but to end up having to deal with that after your win must not feel too good.
No. Yeah, it was I feel like they're always doing that to Jungle Boy too. Like he's always like whenever he wins, gets a good shot, gets a good match, and like comes out of it clean. Like he always gets like fucking bombarded at the end and gets destroyed. Like his comeuppance, his time is coming. His time is coming because you can only get knocked down like this so many fucking times. Like like it's ridiculous. But I mean, I feel like this is rock bottom for him. I feel like he's going to be on the up and up coming soon here for us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like I
no,
said last night,
definitely. I definitely agree with that. He's definitely coming up.
and you remember last night I was touching on how I think he needs not another tag team partner like Luchasaurus, but someone in his corner on his side that can fucking deal with one of the two. Because I know he can handle Luchasaurus on his own when he's ready for it and prepared. But like you got fucking Christian Cage, who I know he's only got one arm right now. He's got the broken arm due to Jungle Boy, but like he needs some sort of friend, like just someone, like not Marco Stunt. We're not bringing that fucking midget back. Like, sorry, Marco. Like, respect to you, man, but I mean, I just no. But he needs like a big dude, someone in his corner to kind of watch his back. Not all the time, just sometimes. That's just my opinion. I feel like he could use someone that is watching after him. He's there. He's there for them. They're there for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I definitely agree with that. Especially somebody like at least when he's having a match out at ringside. Like get Jungle Boy some help. AEW top brass. Like fucking help the kid. He's a great wrestler. He's getting shit done. He's true to his word, and you're just letting him get fucked.
Mm-hmm. No lube either.
No, 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 Lube. And you know who else got fucked last night?
Beautiful segment.
Sammy Guevara.
Actually,
And
Kingston got fucked, but we'll touch on that more. But yeah, you're
well,
right.
yeah, that's I was gonna say King, but Sammy Guevara. I'm sorry, I should reinstate my words here.
They
Sammy
both got fucked.
Guevara, yeah, Sammy Guevara got fucked up. Kingston got fucked, and I am fucking mad about it now. And I think we talked about this about AEW a couple weeks ago, maybe. We don't know what's real and what's not half the time. Like what is kayfabe and what is not? What is real life? Because Kingston looked like he was really gonna fucking kill Sammy. Like I mean, like not like oh I'm a heel-ish wrestler kind of guy. I'm gonna come down to the ring and I'm gonna fuck you up. No, he came down to the ring going, I'm I'm gonna fucking kill you. If you've ever looked into somebody's eyes, right, when they're really mad, in real life I'm talking. You're looking at somebody, they're looking at you, and you're just like, I'm gonna die. That's the look fucking Eddie Kingston had last night. I really thought he was gonna try to rip Kingston's head off. Like I thought we were going old school Patrick Swayze Roadhouse style, rip the throat out.
Well, you know what's funny is too, is just this bitch got, they turned the actual like real life heat into a story, which I like, and I hope they could somehow fucking finagle that with CM Punk and Young Bucks and Omega bullshit. But nonetheless, like a month or so ago, Sammy cut a promo on Dynamite calling Kingston a fat ass or whatever, and Kingston didn't know he was going to say that, so he got back behind the curtains. Fucking Kingston sucker punches that punch him in the face, and Kingston got suspended for a couple weeks because of that. And they worked into a story because last night, fucking Kingston
Yeah,
came out first. Sammy comes down. He's like, I just want to apologize. Just want to apologize to you like a man. I knew it was coming. I knew they were gonna do
yeah,
this shit. He said, "You're such a fat piece of shit," and then they just started going at it like a maniac. Like, because they took that, and that's what they should continue doing. Like, because I know not all wrestlers are going to get along. Not all the wrestlers are going to get along, have a good time together. Some are going to butt heads, but when you get little shit like that, little tidbits, you got to take it. Take lemons, make lemonade, and
yeah.
it worked wonderfully. It was a great match. It was a great beatdown, and the ending before the reversal on the
Well,
I love the ending, like with the exception of the reversal of the winner.
right. So what ended up? I mean, Eddie Kingston backfisted Sammy 3 times, and I mean Sammy was standing, but I don't think he was conscious. Like he was that staggered stance, but I think Eddie actually hit him really fucking hard. Like if you go back and watch that, like skin shit, like jaw shit
Mm,
shifted,
mm.
and then Eddie put him in some kind of head neck arm stretch bullshit. I don't know what the move is even called. I don't think there's a name for it. Eddie was just really trying to hurt him. Sammy's passed out, and
That was so
then
funny. His mouth is like his
yeah,
mouth is
yeah,
wide open.
because I think he was actually like out of it. I think he was actually gone for a minute or two there.
They're working you.
Well, dude,
Maybe.
I'm just telling you, he looked like he was non existent in this fucking universe. I'm just saying. Like, listen, if they're working, then they're doing their goddamn job.
Hell
But
yeah, they are.
for the purpose of content, he looked like he was fucking gone. And
Yeah, he did. Man, he fucking
Eddie
did.
Eddie held that shit for a long time, and yeah, I was not happy with the result because Eddie was technically the winner,
He
and
just would
then
not let go.
and then all of a
He was
sudden,
out for blood.
yeah, Eddie was the winner, and then all of a sudden he was then not the winner, and I went, what?
The
What?
first time we've seen that in AEW, I think.
Yeah, I don't know,
An
and you know what?
overturn.
Yeah, and you know what they said last night too during the segment. So I know part of that is maybe a work. Um, as they said that Tony Khan got on, what was the referee's name that did the over Paul Turner. Tony Khan got on Paul Turner's ass because I guess he's the head referee in charge there in AEW, about inexcusable behavior in that sense because of what happened the other night, meaning Jericho kicking Claudio in the nuts and um, Pac using the hammer to win over Orange Cassidy. Like
Hmm.
Eddie Kingston was obviously blatantly disrespecting everybody and friggin' trying to rip Sammy's head off, and they gave Sammy Guevara the win.
Yeah, madness. I'm gonna let you continue talking about this. I have to actually go help my wife bring the baby in and some stuff. So I'm just going to mute myself and go do my business, and you can take over for that golden ticket battle royal.
Yeah,
Sound good?
actually, what's next is the TBS Championship match.
Oh,
That was match number 6. Yeah, so we'll I'll talk a little bit about that, and we'll get into it, and we'll wait for you to come back, and then we'll get into the golden ticket because after that we only got 2 more matches left to review. Um,
yeah, no, just don't, just do what you got to do, and I'll be back as soon as I can. Thank you, everybody,
yeah,
for listening. I know you all listen for Donnie, anyways, not me, but so
that's
enjoy.
that's bullshit. They like the beard.
Yeah, if they're watching, they like the beard. All right, I'll be back.
Alright. Yeah, so right now we're gonna get into the TBS championship match between Jade Cargill, who is the champion, versus Diamante. Um, so I wouldn't 100% call this one a squash match. Diamante got some really good hits going on in there. It was a fun match to watch. There was nothing crazy. None of the baddies, nor Trina. Nobody really got involved outside of the ring. But we knew Jade Cargill wasn't going to lose this one. So just to sum up what happened real quick is you had the very end, Diamante was going after Jade Cargill. Jade got her up, hit her a couple times, got her up, hit her with the jaded pin for the 1, 2, 3. TBS champion is still the undefeated in AEW Jade Cargill. So, what I did like was seeing different wrestlers for the TBS champion. On a big like I know it's Rampage. It's usually only an hour. Last night was 2 hours, but it was still cool to see because we haven't seen Diamante on TV year and a half, 2 years maybe not that long. I'd say at most a year and a half, and it was nice to see some different talent, OG talent that's been in AEW for a long time. Since the beginning, get a championship match. But I didn't, I was telling Johnny Rude the other night that I do not see, you know, Jade losing the title like that, that title to somebody like Diamante. Um, Diamante is a great wrestler, but we haven't seen a really big push. I know Johnny Rude felt like this was a little random, and it kind of was, but it worked. It was a really good match. There was I had a lot of fun with it. I wouldn't call this one a 10 out of 10. I would call Jade's performance 10 out of 10. But yeah, it was it was a match for a title. I mean, every match could have been a title match, and we were. I think every match on Dynamite Grand Slam was a title match. But yeah, Jade's undefeated. She's going to stay undefeated for a while, in my opinion. I don't think. I was telling Johnny Root the other night that I would like to see when the time finally comes for Jade to lose that title. I want to see it be Chris Statlander. She's one of my favorite in the women's division. Um, Actually, probably my favorite in the women's division. And yeah, it's that's a match. I know we've seen that match before. That's the match I would like to see Jade relinquish the title. That's the wrestler. That is the person. You can't go wrong with Chris Statlander. And obviously, AEW thinks we can't go wrong with Jade Cargill um, as the champion, and I'm not disagreeing. We saw her back to her normal attire last night. Not some long hair or shit, whatever she did at All Out, I think it was, where she looked normal, full bodysuit, not in like bikini wrestling, long hair with regular color black hair, not white. Um, yeah, just waiting for Mr. Rude now at this point, because I don't know how much more I can go into that that match. There wasn't it was 50-50. There was no true domination until the very end. And yeah, you know, just gonna take a sip here. So the last two matches we have to review are the Golden Ticket Battle Royal, and then the main event of the night was Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Stark. So now that Mr. Rude is back, we could get his quick or long, whatever he feels like it, on the TBS championship match. I was pretty much saying that it was just same thing. I think I was saying the other night the other day in the preview, where I was just, hey, it was nice to see Diamante get a chance. It was kind of random. It was 50-50. It wasn't super dominant until the end. Not much more to say. I think I said more than could have been said about that match.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you said, I'm sure you did a great job, summarizing it. But she put up a good fight. We both said in our preview we knew Jade was going to win. She was going to retain. Um, there was really nothing to it. And at the end, Trina, the celebrity, ended up siding with Jade. She raised her hand in the middle of the ring, and that was that. So I
I
mean,
totally forgot about that.
well,
I totally forgot. So it's a good thing you said something, because totally forgot.
sorry, that's what I'm here for. Yeah, that's what you're here for too. You pick up the
Yeah,
pieces I miss. I pick up the
yeah.
pieces you miss. We kind of just
That's it. Yeah, totally forgot that happened, because there was
yeah,
no interference during the actual match.
No.
between from the baddies or Tricia. I mentioned that. I was like, there's no actual interference. And then you happened to say that. And I was like, ah, shit. I had no idea.
Yeah, but I mean, match wise, it was a good match. Jade undefeated. I could see, like you said the other night, Statlander taking that offer, or
I
I
mentioned
don't
that
know,
too. Yeah.
Saraya, if she's cleared. It's
Oh, yeah.
speculation. A lot of people online saying she's not cleared, but I guess we'll see. She's set to speak on Wednesday. Saraya is going to
Yeah.
speak, so we'll see what she says. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that one. And then I guess we're moving on to the golden ticket.
Yeah, man. Let's
I got a
talk about
golden
this.
ticket.
Yeah. So, if you watched our episode for the Rampage Grand Slam preview, um, we missed a fuck ton of wrestlers. Uh, we were like, oh yeah, it's Evil Uno versus 10 versus Roosh versus Jay
All
Lethal.
they
And
advertised.
yeah, that's all they advertised. It was, versus the locker room versus the fucking locker room. It was, I was like, wait, where did all these people come from? And you were like, I have no idea. So yeah, it was a lot of people. You had the Butcher, the Blade, Matt Hardy, Best Friends, Danhausen, Private Party, just to name a few. I mean, everybody that we had say, Evil Uno, 10, Roosh, Lethal, Archer, Penta, Hangman, and John Silver, they were all in it. Plus a lot more. I think we had Paul White on commentary, which was cool. Haven't really seen or heard from him in a while. Um, yeah, it was your over the top rope battle royal. It was fun to watch. Now I heard them say it's either gonna happen next week or it's going to be announced next week, but the winner of the golden ticket match is 100% gonna verse John Moxley for the world title, which brings a couple thoughts to my mind. Right, especially now. So you wanna get down to the bare bones of who won the match before I go into my thoughts?
Yeah, well, it came down to Roosh and Hangman, and they had a solid back and forth, and then your troublemaker Hangman, who started, who really started all the shit with CM Punk, which led into issues with the Young Bucks and Omega. He really started everything. But nonetheless, they rewarded him the opportunity, and that's where we are.
Yeah. So here's my thought. I really wanted to see John Silver win something big, um, but that didn't happen. And you got Hangman as the winner, which kind of changes my mindset about this a little bit. And here's why. You got John Moxley, who was supposed to go on vacation before all this shit with CM Punk, the Young Bucks, and Omega. Right now, he went through this whole tournament. He wins the AEW championship. We're gonna have Mox and Hangman. I can see him. I can see Mox having. I can in this case. I can see Mox having another short title reign. Yeah, I can see. I can see that happening. I can see it giving him to Hangman. But then I think either way, MJF is gonna take this title. So we had this massive tournament for a short reign for a golden ticket guy to possibly win. Right, this is all theoretical. To have just to me not as short, but still a short reign, and then what? He'll use his chip for full gear and win the title. Like, what kind
Yeah,
of we got? I hope they put some kind of massive build up on this thing.
Yeah, I definitely don't see that. I know we were discussing it last night after Rampage or during Rampage when this all happened, but I don't see them giving it to Hangman. I've been kind of mulling over it, and I could see one of two things. Either Hangman loses to Moxley and then MJF takes it off Moxley, or I could see a triple threat being instated. I could see
Mm-hmm.
MJF saying he wants a sanctioned match, and Tony Khan has reiterated over and over and over again that he is willing to give MJF his match whenever, wherever, sanctioned match. Never said nothing about not having a triple threat. So I could see MJF wanting to do a
Yeah,
triple threat with Hangman and Moxley. That way he can kind of sit on, he can come in and out of the match as he pleases. He can let the two of them duke it out, kind of wear themselves out, and then he can even pin Hangman for the title. He doesn't have to pin Moxley, and that protects
right.
Moxley's legacy. That protects Moxley as this 3-time amazing champion that's been carrying this fucking company on his back. And Hangman gets the pin, and Hangman, and then MJF becomes champion. I could totally see that coming to fruition at Full Gear,
Yeah,
most
but
likely.
I could also see Moxley rather being pinned himself for the championship. Like he would rather be pinned to be champion than in a triple threat somebody else get pinned and loses his title. That's the type of guy Moxley is. He goes, if I'm gonna lose, then be better than me in that moment.
But I feel
You
like
know, and
neither of them is better than him. So I feel like the only
no,
way they're
I know,
gonna
I
take it off
gotcha,
him
I gotcha.
is getting it pinned. Yeah.
You're right in that aspect. I got you, but and I was gonna follow that up with saying MJF's a scumbag, so he's not gonna fight John Moxley face to face. He's done that once, even with the no paradigm shift fucking rule thrown in there, and Moxley still hit him with the paradigm shift, even though nobody ever saw it, and retained his title. And I don't think MJF wants to relive that again. I think you're right. It could be a triple threat match. I'm just throwing theories out there and just throwing shit at a wall and see what sticks. It it
Ditto.
it can anything can happen, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't know what that's gonna be.
No, we don't know shit. But we'll see what the cards lay for us. But
Yeah,
nonetheless, whatever happens, we know MJF's going to be champion
yeah,
come November. Whether it happens this way, that way,
yeah.
upside down, left, right, it's our new fucking champion coming soon. He's
And
gonna.
yeah, and I love a good old fashioned battle royal anyways. Like it's just a fun match to watch. Like I mean at one point you had, Matt Hardy and Private Party have been going at each other's throat for a while because Matt Hardy was a douchebag and they were like, "Oh, they finally made up in the middle in the ring in the middle of a battle royal," and as they were hugging, they all got fucking tossed. Like that's just fun shit to watch.
Which that is nice to me too, because that's not diverting even further from this whole thing. But I'd like to see some gold on them. Like not really soon, but I could see a long, good feud. Maybe a couple challengers in between, but where the acclaimed, who have been kind of heelish for most of their time, and then they really
Yeah,
got over with the crowd that became face, and see them slowly as champions get back to that heel state, and have Private Party come in as the faces, and eventually, not anytime soon, because I love the acclaimed as champions, but
yeah.
eventually come out and take those titles off them. I think that would be fucking awesome.
That would be cool. I think we might see them being pushed like maybe take like a Ring of Honor tag team championship, defend that
That might happen
on
first, yeah.
defend that on Dynamite and Rampage for a little bit and then lose that. Then when they're built up enough, you know, And listen, private parties fun, but they're not champions yet. They don't act like it. They don't act like they want to be it. Like the Acclaim knew when they said we're going to be tag team champions, you believed they were going to be tag team champions. If Private Party went on screen right now and said we're going to be tag team champions, I said I would literally look at the screen and be like, the fuck you're not. Like there's no way that they can convince me right now. They need more grit in their teeth before they can become a champion.
And I think you're exactly on point with that, and I think AEW is exactly on point with that as well, which is why they finally, after all this, you watch BTE too. You watch BTE
Yeah,
too. You saw them fucking beat the shit out of Matt Hardy like on 3 different episodes. Like they were just like Matt Hardy's like, I treated you guys like shit in the past. Beat me up, beat me up, and they beat the shit out of him. And and then finally it culminated to them, last night getting together and hugging and having that moment together. I feel like that's what they need. They need
yeah.
a legend such as Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, if he comes back soon, to kind of
I hope
catalyst them
so.
into the fucking title picture. They're not ready yet. You're absolutely correct on that,
Yeah.
100%. But I
I mean,
feel
I
like
like
this is
them.
setting them up for that title picture, 100%.
Yeah, like I like them. I think they are a very good tag team. They work. I mean, they've been a tag team for a long time, so they work just as well as any other tag team
Right,
that's been in the ring together for that amount of time. And yeah, it's they'll get there. They need some more. They need some more scars. They need some more grit in their teeth,
right.
for sure.
Yeah, and Matt Hardy and hopefully please come back. Jeff Hardy, fucking
Yeah.
will light that fuse under
Uh,
them and really I feel like bring them to the next level. Absolutely, they those two guys, they're legends, and having those legends in your corner, just like the Acclaimed, they fucking daddy ass, fucking Billy Gunn, like he's a
yeah.
legend in his own right. Like if
Yeah.
you have someone like that kind of guiding your way, like shining the light to tell you where to go, the fucking moon, it's a moonshot. So
Yeah.
that's
Well, I think that'll bring us into our last match of the night. Two guys who are excellent in their own right. Um, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks in a lights out match, which it didn't really go lights out for me because I thought a lights out match was you had to knock somebody out and they had to stay down for a count of 10.
no, with AEW lights out, which pretty much means like unsanctioned, like they can just do whatever the fuck it's like unsanctioned, but it's not like it still counts as a win or loss. But
Oh, okay, all
it's
right,
just like
fair. I
anything
didn't.
goes.
Yeah, I guess I'm just used to I guess the WWE way of doing it,
Yeah,
and I
I
just
know
because
what
I
you're
think
gonna do.
I know is this the first or maybe second lights out match on AEW, which is why I don't remember because I don't even if there was a first one I don't remember what it is. Um,
I think they had one with Mox, but yeah, I can't
yeah,
remember.
I don't know. 100% have no idea. But yeah, okay. So with that being said, then it just being an unsanctioned, you know, no disqualification match at that point, anything goes. I mean, anything did go. They mostly kept towards the ring. Um, Tables were used. Um, People were hit with shit. I thought Hobbs was gonna decapitate Ricky Starks at one point with the light bar from one of the ring entrances. That was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a really good match. It was two. I mean, Starks is small compared to Hobbs, but he's a heavy hitter. Like Ricky Starks, it was two heavy hitters. I mean, Powerhouse Hobbs is a big fucking dude. He is jacked. I mean, he looks like he's fucking bigger than Bobby Lashley. Like he is massive and muscles everywhere. His muscles have muscles. But yeah, Ricky Ricky Starks is a fucking heavy hitter.
Yeah, no, it was a great bout, great main event. I loved it. Ricky Starks is really starting to shine as the star that he truly is. He's great on the mic, great in the ring. Powerhouse Hobbs, he's actually gotten tremendous on the mic. I was surprised, he's really stepped up his game on the mic, Mr. Powerhouse Hobbs. But and he's amazing in the ring, of course, as well. And yeah, like I like mentioned on the preview, this is not the end for them. I feel like there's going to be a three-peat. There's going to be a final culmination to this feud once and for all, and it could really go either way. It could go, it could go to the heel Hobbs, or it could go to the face Starks. Like I really couldn't tell you, and that's how good AEW does it sometimes. Like they really fucking put together these beautiful matches that fucking are just like you really can't predict it. That's why we have sometimes such a hard time during our picks. Like when we do our picks, like we just don't know, like because
Yeah.
we love the work both the wrestlers do, and we just don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean, these when we do these picks for the pay per view champion, which we will, we'll get into that in a minute. It, I half the time I'm just guessing, picking who I who I like. I was like, "Who I like you. I don't like you, so I'm gonna pick that one." Like we have no idea. We're guessing. It's fun, So and that's the beautiful thing about sharing this with everybody is this is all just guesses. Nobody's feeding us any kind of information. Nobody even knows who we are half the time. We're just we it, I don't even know how to explain it. Like the feeling that we get from just doing the picks. Like it's fun and yeah, like you were saying, I'll reel it back in here. Kind of got a little off track for a second, but you know, yeah, it's we just don't know. And Starks took the win on that one last night, so that was good for him. Now that after that match, I'm feeling more now the three-peat going on. I think we might see maybe a really, either a big match for them on the Friday before Full Gear or at Full Gear. Um, but we'll see.
Yep, we shall see. But all in all, it's a great night to a Grand Slam. Which one would you say you like better, Dynamite Grand Slam or Rampage Grand Slam?
Hmm. That's tough. Just basing off of which matches were on which one. I mean, I'm definitely. I think I'm gonna go with the Dynamite Grand Slam. There was a lot more bigger matches, a lot more title matches,
Mm-hmm.
which I appreciate. I like when there's like 5 or 6 title matches in a row. That's fun for me. So yeah, because of that, I'll go with Dynamite. How about you?
I agree. I thought it was Dynamite was phenomenal. The Grand Slam was so good, with the exception of the one thing I really didn't like was during the main event they kept cutting to MJF with the fucking stupid gimmick chip on his lap. With the exception of
That
that,
was that's all. That was all part of it. We
sports
knew.
entertainment.
Yeah, we knew he was going to be featured in that for sure. But
Yeah, it's just personal taste. Besides that, was phenomenal. Both nights were great. I would rank Dynamite 9 out of 10 and Grand Slam 8 out of 10 overall as shows.
yeah, I agree with you there. I think I don't know why, but I think I might go a little higher on that. I might go like 9.8 out of 10 for Dynamite, just because I enjoyed everything. Kind of plays out how you expect it, at least in my book. Like I've always been really big and always got like really excited about stuff like that. So I probably tend to rank things a little bit higher. And it's just a lot of fun for me. I blame it on my ADHD. Just the sheer craziness of it is something that really excites me because I'm like 90% adrenaline junkie. So, it's fun, and especially when you're there. Like I can't wait. Like I hope I get to go. I'm trying to find tickets. Like I hope I'm trying to go to the the Rampage before Full Gear and Full Gear because they're both in the state that I live in, and I'm not far from from the Prudential Center. So, um, yeah, it's gonna be that's gonna be a great time. Um, so I want to get into. I know we talked about it on our first episode, the pay per view pick championship. Now I don't have the title belt here with me. Um, but I am sad to say that I am no longer your champion. Unfortunately, um, I'm just yeah. I've had a long reign, which I'm proud of. Um, but Mr. Rude here is your new champion.
I am.
So
I thought it was a tie with Josh.
oh, it might have been, maybe not.
Yeah, I thought we had to do a tiebreaker.
Oh, that's right. It was a tiebreaker. I lied. There is a
I wish I
tiebreaker.
was a champion. I should
Yeah.
be by
There's
default.
a there's a another guy that we do this. Well, we do the pay-per-view pick with. Yeah. So his name is Josh, and both I did piss poor last night. I think I only got 9 total points out of the amount you could get. But the final point when Mr. Rude with 20, I ended with 16 total points between the two nights, and our friend Josh ended also with 20. So there's going to be a tiebreaker. Me and Mr. Rude have done a couple tiebreakers. Those were fun.
Yeah, rock paper scissors with my wife.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He calls in a special guest here, and I go up against his wife, which is fun. And I think what did we do? Coin flip one time, and your wife
Yeah,
she
you won
tried
the
to do
coin
it.
flip. I think I won the rock paper scissors when she did it.
She won the rock paper scissors, and then wasn't she the one flipping the coin though, and couldn't
She
flip a coin?
was. Yeah, she was. It did take good 10 minutes to help her flip the coin, teach her how to flip
Yeah.
it.
So that's where we stand with the pay per view pig champion. We've talked about our jobber of the week, but I want to mention it again because it's important to us here on the channel or on the podcast. And I hope you enjoy our review of this. I mean, I think we went on a little longer than the
Yeah.
Dynamite review, but with this one, there was a lot to talk about because it's Rampage. It's not Dynamite, and I don't want to diminish the program, in any way, but it's like Raw versus SmackDown. Raw's a 3 hour show. SmackDown's a 2 hour show. Um, and SmackDown used to be for all the people who were kind of on the come up, and then you get to the main roster in Raw, and now it's in its own right a really big television series. I think we're going to see Rampage do that one day, but right now you got a lot of wrestlers that are not main event wrestlers wrestling on Rampage, which is cool. I mean, yeah, you get Chris Jericho, you get Eddie Kingston on Rampage because they got to keep it lively. They have some cool main events, but it's like just last week on Rampage we saw Samoa Joe, who's a main event guy, versus Josh Woods, or right? Did I get his name right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Josh Woods. Um, and it was it was a really good match, and Josh Woods is not a main event or really a mid card wrestler yet. He's a famed jobber right now, which is cool. And as we said before, jobbers are important. But that's what we see on Rampage. So there was a lot to talk about because there's a lot of room for opportunity for every single one of the challengers and champions or two people wrestling. Like there's a lot of opportunity for all these people that perform on this show. And obviously we had some big main event match names on here because it was Grand Slam, because it is a big night. But yeah, man, there was just a lot to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. There was quite a bit to talk about, and we appreciate everybody who's tuning in and listening to us, whether it's on YouTube or it's on Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, which we just got approved for. I just got the email for it. Thank you, Google.
Nice.
So, once again, my name's Johnny Rude. I'm here with my boy Donnie Smokes. Thank you guys so much for listening. Any last words, my bro?
Yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn your bell notifications on, like the video, check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Jobber Bros.
Fuck yeah. If you love jobbers, if you love just nitty gritty wrestling content, shit that you don't find everywhere else on YouTube, except for with JD from New York. He's pretty gritty. We love him over here at Jobber Bros.
We do.
Make sure you subscribe and check us out. We got a lot of shit coming soon. A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Thank you, everybody, very much for tuning in. And whenever you're watching this, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and or day.
Peace.